Here comes Success Coach Andy, the most beneficial advice program on the radio. For the next hour, you'll learn about success and happiness and how to take control of your life. And now, here's Success Coach Andy Shepherd.
This is Success Coach Andy. I'm Andy Shepherd of Shepherd Success Coaching, here with you every Monday at 9 p.m. on Independent Talk, 1100 KFNX. This show is all about success, your success. So I talked about this in each show. I give you lots of tools on how to get the best out of your life. So for me, success is, it doesn't really involve having lots and lots of money and having the fancy car and having the amazing mansion. Yes, it can do. You know, this to some people, that's what it means. But to me, success is to be really taking ownership of your life and being able to direct it and do whatever you want. For example, I have a dear friend of mine who's 86 years old, and he's going to climb Mount Everest. Not for the first time. He's done this many times. That's what he does. He's living life on his terms. I'm not saying that you should go and do something as amazing as that. You know, success can be having a baby, you know, after 13 years of waiting. Success can be moving to the right country, like I have, living in LA. Success can be just doing what you have a passion for. I met a friend today who used to work as a manager in a bank, and she was really good at this. She's a superb manager. And what is she doing now? She's an artist, and she met recently with somebody who really appreciates her art, and the guy has got a lot of money, and he is asking her to do special pieces in his house, and he's saying, look, I want you to, this wall here, I want you to do a mural. You design it, your taste. I want you to do this and this and this. She's living life on her terms. This is success to me. So what I want to do today is, instead of me talking, we have a very special guest, which I'd like to introduce onto the show. His name is Richard Weiler. He is an internet marketing consultant. I mean, this is just a minor part of the major ability that this man has. He's got his own company called eVision Marketing. He's recently become a member of the advisory board for something called Guerrilla Marketing. Now, this has got nothing to do with guerrillas. It's got nothing to do with guerrilla warfare. What it is guerrilla marketing is something, and I'll let Richard maybe talk a little bit about this. It's it's a completely different way of marketing. There are traditional ways of doing it, but guerrilla marketing is about using unusual tactics to be able to get your message out there. So without further ado, let's bring Richard onto the line. Hi, Richard.
Hi, Andy. How's it going?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Thank you for a wonderful introduction, and thank you for having me on your show.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. I mean, we've talked quite a lot. You know, I'm going to admit to the listeners, we've got a great friendship, and we spent many hours discussing things, and that's really why I wanted to bring you on to the show, because I know you're going places. I know a lot about your history. I know the successes you've got. So you've got a lot to share on this show. So that's what you're here for.
Great.
So
great.
Excellent. So what to you would be success? I mean, I gave a few things of observations that I've made about friends, and in my opinion, they're successful. What does success mean to you?
You know, success for a lot of people, I think they have this arbitrary financial goal. And like you were saying earlier on your show, I don't think it's all about this arbitrary financial goal and being here. You know, you can have millions and millions of dollars in the bank. At the end of the day, if you're not happy, you're not successful. But one of the equations I've kind of got in my head that I've boiled it down to, and I'll elaborate on it, is having time, money, and freedom. good example, just to illustrate that, Andy, is I can go rob a bank, and I could be doing some serious time. But if I don't have the freedom to spend that money, I don't think I'm successful, even if I've got that buried in the ground somewhere and nobody knows where it is. So we've got to have all three of those things in order to achieve success. It's that time, that money, that freedom balance that turns everything into what I consider to be successful personally. That's my definition.
I agree. And what kind of things have happened in your life that you've felt have been, been success to you, have meant success to you?
Well, early on in my career, I always measured success probably a lot differently than most people did. Early on in my career, I really valued my time, having that time with my family and having time with my wife and having pressure relieved from me. And financially, those weren't huge goals for me. That wasn't what was most important to me early on in my career. And after a while, I kind of realized that just having that freedom, if I got so excited about that freedom part, that eventually it might catch up with me. I might want to go on a wonderful vacation with my wife or go on a cruise or do everything else. If I got so focused on that freedom part of the formula and I didn't have the money to really live my dreams, then I didn't really have freedom. So, to me, I think one of the great successes for me in my careers was many years ago I was at a marketing event, and you've been to marketing events, Andy. You know what I'm talking about here.
Sure.
But, years ago I was at a marketing event, and, I was watching the speakers on stage, and I was sitting in the audience, and I said to myself, just very intentionally, that is what I want. I want to be the person on these stages. I want to be the person that is up there doing this. And I very much intently, made that intention, set that goal, knew that was going to be one of the things that I would know that I was successful when I reached that goal. And now, years later in my career, I'm speaking on stages regularly all over the country, and starting this year all over the world. I'll be in Australia in March, speaking potentially to an audience as big as 4,000 people. So those dreams have been realized, those dreams are being realized, and just to me, that was just a major, major success the very first time I got on stage and got to go on tour around the country and share that vision, my vision and my dreams, and to be able to help and inspire others. That was a big win for me.
Yeah, I've done a few events. Some of them we shared a stage, in fact, and
Absolutely.
there's a certain buzz to being on stage and doing an event. I mean, before you go on, that certain buzz is kind of the adrenaline kicking in, and you're probably petrified. But it's just the connection that we make with people, and we know that the knowledge that we've got is going to really make a difference and going to impact people's lives in a positive way. And this is something that Ken MacArthur talked about last week. We had the recording because, unfortunately, Richard and I were stuck in Denver airport. There was bad weather, so we couldn't continue our journey, and we were kind of mid-air when the show came on. So you'd have heard Ken MacArthur last week again, and he was talking about impact as being when we're all impacting people's lives, and so he believes that we should be impacting people's lives in a positive way, and by doing so, this is something that can really be a transformation for the whole world. And I know that's why we get on stage, isn't it, Richard?
Absolutely. One of the reasons I love being on stages is there's just this melting pot of people in the audience that are at different phases and different stages in their lives. And if I can touch one of those people and give them what was given to me, the inspiration that was given to me at some of my very first events, that's a huge win for me. For me, it's not about the financial. One of the reasons I feel successful being on stage isn't about the money, and the money's great, of course, but it's really about reaching that one person, and that person that I reach doesn't have to buy something. That person that I reach, often when I'm on stage, I'm not selling anything, so it doesn't matter if they buy it. But reaching that one person or reaching those people that come back up to you after you speak and they let you know that you impacted them, that you changed their life, to me that's just so, that feeling of success is so much greater than some of the other feelings you can have.
I totally agree with you. I totally agree, Richard. I'm Andy Shepherd of Shepherd Success Coaching. When we return, Richard Weiler will be continue to giving his fabulous secrets and a secret sauce to how to be successful. You're tuned into Success Coach Andy on Independent Talk 1100 KFNX.
Every year, the sex trafficking industry makes billions in profits by victimizing young women and children. Many of them right here in Arizona, our sisters, our daughters, our friends, yet only 1% of all victims are rescued. Join TV personality Terry Hitchcock for Where Hope Lives, an inspirational complimentary breakfast fundraiser to support survivors of human trafficking. Join us Tuesday, October 21st at the Arizona Biltmore. Where Hope Lives is a national leader in the rescue, recovery, and prevention of human trafficking. For details and registration, visit wherehopelives.org. Again, that's wherehopelives.org.
Hey, I'm Don McDowell. Join me every Sunday morning, 7 and 9 for Shake, Rattle, and Troll, Arizona's only exclusive fishing show. A look at local, regional, national tournaments, recreational fishing, freshwater, saltwater, and beyond. Shake, Rattle, and Troll is brought to you by Bill and Chrysler Jeep and Dodge, Sunday morning, 7 to 9, right here on KFNX 1100.
Hi, this is Connie Salika. Tune into my show, Intelligence for Your Health, right here on Independent Talk. 1100 KFNX, Sundays at 10 p.m.
Every day's a holiday in Healthy Habit Health Food Store, 6029 North 7th Street. Tune in to Healthy House Call discussing the latest breakthroughs of integrative medicine. Tune in Monday through Friday, 9 to 10 a.m. and call with your questions. 602-266-1000. Discover world-class physicians, medical researchers, Hollywood celebrities, professional athletes, and testimonials from our patients and consumers of natural products. Call 602-266-1000.
You're an all-star, get your game on, go play. Hey now, you're a rock star, get the show on, get paid. All that glitters is gold, only shooting stars.
Welcome back. This is Success Coach Andy. I'm Andy Shepherd of Shepherd Success Coaching, here with you every Monday at 9 p.m. on Independent Talk 1100 KFNX. Tonight we have a special guest star, Richard Weiler. He's an internet marketing consultant, and he's giving away his secret sauce to success. If you've got any questions for him, please call on 602-277-5369. That's 602-277-5369. If you wish to contact him as well, his email is richard@evisionmarketing.com. That's richard@evisionmarketing.com. So let's continue the conversation with Richard. Before the break, we were talking about one of our successes is being on stage and going to events, and I talked about the fact that Ken is all about, from a guest from a couple of weeks ago, he's all about saying that we make an impact by everything that we do, and we should make a positive impact. And by doing this and focusing on this, we can start transforming the world. Well, Richard and I do our own version to help people and impact people by being on stage. So tell me more of some of your successes, Richard. What successes have you had, or what has meant you've considered to be success to you?
Well, that first big benchmark for me was getting on stage for the first time, and then other benchmarks was getting on stage again, and those were great benchmarks for success. But one of my more recent things that has happened and been just an amazing honor to be part of is I've been working with the folks from Guerrilla Marketing, and some of you may have heard of Guerrilla Marketing, some of you may be less familiar, but Jay Conrad
explain what
Levinson,
Guerrilla Marketing is about, Richard, please.
You bet. Jay Conrad Levinson, was the founder and father of Guerrilla Marketing. He traveled worldwide, sold 21 million books worldwide. And just to put that accomplishment in perspective, my publisher tells me that the average author doesn't sell more than 500 books, even a published book. So to put that into perspective, to have that 21 million buyers around the world for that one book is absolutely incredible accomplishment. And he also had, published over 100 books and co-authored 100 books during his lifetime, and just incredible, successful gentleman. And to be, he passed away last year, and to be asked to be part of the expert advisory board for Guerrilla Marketing was just amazing, and to work closely with them and helping them relaunch the brand and bring new products and new people in. And it's just been absolutely amazing and almost a dream come true. And so for me, that's been a huge benchmark for me, a huge thing to celebrate.
So, I mean, did you have that in mind that you'd get that position in the company?
The intention that I actually had set was to partner with Guerrilla Marketing to produce a TV show with them. And, that's where the communication originally started, and we're still looking at going down that path sometime in the future. No guarantees here for you guys folks of when and if that will happen, but that's definitely part of the intention and part of the goals that I have set that's still in my mind. And as we continue to talk, the synergy was just there for so much more than me being part of the TV show. We're currently relaunching the Guerrilla Marketing University, formerly called the Guerrilla Marketing Association. That association at one point had over 10,000 members. During our relaunch and rebranding, calling it the Guerrilla Marketing University, we really want to shoot for the stars and get 50,000 members into that association. And when we accomplish that goal, you're going to see me jumping up and down and screaming. I will be celebrating that moment.
So that is going to be kind of like a success point of reaching 50,000, yes?
Absolutely. To touch that many lives is huge. And, you can't really become part of something as innovative and wonderful as Guerrilla Marketing to not be touched at some level. So to touch that many people will be just a huge benchmark for me, and also to achieve what I know is possible for Guerrilla Marketing, and to carry on Jay's legacy to more people and carry it on and let his message be heard, because his teachings are going to be the foundation of everything that's taught in the university, his teachings during his life. And he was just an amazing person. Even if you haven't heard of Guerrilla Marketing, you've heard of Jay's working directly with the Pillsbury Doughboy, Jolly Green Giant, Playboy Bunny, Morris the Cat, Tony the Tiger. These are iconic brands and iconic things that we think of, and Jay was influential in the creator of those things.
It's beautiful that you're going to carry on his legacy. That's fabulous, Richard. If you just tuned in, you're listening to Success Coach Andy. I'm Andy Shepherd on Independent Talk 1100 KFNX. Tonight, my special guest is Richard Weiler. He's an internet marketing consultant, and he's giving away his secret sauce to his success. If you have any question for him, you've got a couple of minutes left. Call on 602-277-5369. That's 602-277-5369. If you would wish to contact him, his email is richard@evisionmarketing.com. That's richard@evisionmarketing.com. So let's continue to talk to Richard about his secrets to success. So, go ahead, Richard. Now, one thing I wanted to just your observations on and your thoughts. To me, success is delivered when we decide what it is that we want to achieve. So there's one thing that people really hate doing, and that is kind of doing some planning and start planning out what they want from their life and having goals and timescales and stuff like this. And goal setting is just like, goal is a 4-letter word to people. They just don't like it at all. What are your thoughts on this? Because to me, this is a very essential part to success.
No, I think goal setting is absolutely huge. It's very, very important. I think where some people get dissatisfied with goals is because they set an arbitrary goal that lacks intention or lacks follow-up. They did a study a long time ago, and I wish I had all the documentation in front of me so I could give you great, perfect statistics and give you the results, but I'll just give you the study in a nutshell. But essentially they said, what is it that makes a successful person? What is it that makes a top 1% earner? And they went back and they looked at the demographics. They went back and they looked at the background. They looked at the upbringing. They looked at the college. They looked at the schools. And there was no common thread among any of them. And when they did discover what that common thread was among all of those people, it was they had sat down, not only thought of their goals, but written their goals down. And you can take that a step further to the most successful people. And not only did they set those goals, they put up those goals where they could see them, and they had reminders about those goals. And so I think goal setting is huge, and knowing where you want to be and setting that intention so deep in your heart. You need to want that goal more than you want television. You need to want that goal sometimes more than you even want food. Sometimes food takes a secondary step when you're in your zone and you're working and you're pursuing your goals. And they've got to be foremost and forefront in your mind. And you've got to have that real intention and that drive to no matter what obstacle comes in front of you, you realize this is a stepping stone on my success, to my path to success. And that's something that I often say from stage, Andy, is success is failure being reborn. And people are like, no, that doesn't sound right. And it is. It's perfect, because when you embrace that failure is a part of your success, it's a touchstone, it's a stepping stone on that path to success, then that's when you're able to realize when you reveal the minds that are in the minefield and you reveal the path that you go around those mines, that is your road to success. And stepping on those mines and that temporary, in this case, of course, minefield might be a little bit of too much, but when you fail and you go through that, you're learning a way not to do it. Benjamin Franklin, in inventing the light bulb, there was 1,000 what could be perceived as failures before he found the light bulb. It's not Benjamin.
Yeah, Emerson. Yeah.
Thank you. Thomas Edison. Thank you. And he said, I didn't fail 1,000 times. He said, or 999 times. I failed, or he said, I found 999 ways not to do it. That's a man that understood that it's not about our failures. It's not about our failures. He didn't dwell on the 999 ways that didn't work. He found the one way that did, and he was willing to go 1,000 times to do it. It drives my wife nuts, but if I want to watch a movie and Redbox, I'm going to go to 3 or 4 different Redboxes. I'm going to do whatever it takes to get that movie. And it may take me an hour and a half, but at the end of the day, I get what I want, and I set my intention, and I go after it, and I never quit. You only fail when you quit.
I couldn't agree with you more, Richard. It's all about just setting your goal and just going for it relentlessly and just never stopping, just going and going and going. And I don't recognize the word failure. I just see course corrections because, to me, in my vocabulary, there's no such word as failure, and you're the same as me. You don't believe in failure. It's all about, it's giving feedback. It's just saying, okay, this is not the right path. You need to go in this other direction, and that's what it's all about.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more, Andy.
This is Andy Shepherd of Shepherd Success Coaching. Tune in next Monday at 9 p.m. for more Success Coach Andy. Next week we'll be having another special guest. Many thanks to Richard Weiler for being on this one and giving his secret sauce. You're listening to Independent Talk 1100 KFNX.